Hello miners, Rusty coming at you with another knife review. Today we're looking at the Kubey 322. So, the Kubey 322, of course we got the Kubey logo here. I believe that's a captured pivot. And they're taking a look at your pocket clip, recessed screws. Got this one in G10, and they do have black with a satin blade and all that. Believe it or not, I might not dye this one. What? So, very happy with this knife so far. One thing it did do, it surprised me with the size of the knife. And it's always hard to show how big the knife is just by itself. But, pretty large. Now, having said that, your finger choil rather small. So when you get in there, you just don't have a lot of room to get in there unless you really cheat back on this flipper tab. This one has a coated blade. Not sure what coating that is. It has a nice fuller and finger hole. We've got the D2 marked here. We've got excellent thumb wrap and some very sticky jimping, even though it's not aggressive looking. And you guys can see tons of milling on the frame, and it's surprisingly light knife for the size. The one thing is, you see this distance right here? It seems big, you know. I don't know why they couldn't have shaved off just a little bit here, made it a little bit more narrow. And then when they go, I think they hide that whole blade right up to that fuller. Maybe that's by design, probably is. But I wouldn't have minded having more blade showing, just a little less handle grip. Flipper tab, very cool. Has some jimping, and it's this bent kind of a thing, which I'm finding I really like. Whoops, hit my tripod again. We're going to flip that out with some authority. We can push button it, and that's very fun. We can thumb stud this, thumb flick it, and Rusty can actually finger flick this one, Spidey flick, with ease. I've been working on that, and this one I can do. So if you guys like that, this is a very fidgety knife. The action, that's super, you know. And just so you know, it's locked up tight. So I forget what I paid for this. Kubey 322 was $40 or $50. It's worth it. Just you know, flat ground blade. We got some coating on here, that fuller, the skeletonization that's taken place, the lockup's just fine, the clip with the recessed screws, lack of, shall we say, blade branding. So, how's the sharpness? Well, I'm glad you asked. What do we got here, guys? Alright, the class abruptly stopped practicing. Here was a chance not only to employ their skills, but also to save the entire town. So it looks like a bunch of alien brick walls are invading us, and they're going to be able to buff up some bricks. Go karate class. How's the sharpness on this thing? I haven't even tested it. Yes. Alright. Liking that. Trying to show off a little bit. Not working. Alright. Alright. Well, You guys, it feels sharper than it's actually looking. Got a little hang up right there, maybe a little stropping. See how we do with the foam peanut. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we could use a little bit of work on here. There, it doesn't start cutting right till we get into that end of that belly there. So, yeah, right here we're okay. But the rest of this, a little bit of stropping. They didn't get that quite perfect. Wanted to bring out some other knives so you guys could get an idea on the size of this. So what do we have? Well, got a Dam's Designs here. This is the Yokai, also in G10. This one is a harpoonish with a tanto blade, but just want to compare that G10. Feels pretty similar G10. This has some extra designs in it and fancier pivots and Stonewash. A little bit of a fancier, but these will run you about 60 bucks. And that's 14C 28N. So, and I think if this one's, oh, yeah, you see the difference in that action? Boom. And this one, I had heard Kubey makes these. I don't know who makes them. Alright, not bad, not exactly quite as good. So there's a look at those two. So you see it's a big knife. It's got a little size advantage on this one. I'm trying to get the pivot to pivot here for you. And that's what we're looking at there. And I think another knife channel called this the Poor Man's Arius. You guys are familiar with the Koenig Arius. That one never really impressed me, but after handling this, you know, might like to try one of those someday. I'll break out a couple more knives. Another one I like. Maybe competitive, maybe not. Flat ground D2 and G10 for 26 bucks. That's a Citizen ST 128 contoured G10. Take a look, not quite as deep carry, and it doesn't have the recessed screws. And it looks like I got something on the clip. And but it's not a flipper tab. Very fidgety. I mean, this thing, I don't even have to push on that, and it falls nicely. So how's those blades compare? You know, this Citizen looks like a longer blade. So with that, set that aside, and I'm getting this one out just because this one's a monster, one of my monster Gonzos, and this one is your Kubey 322 versus the Gonzo 722. I'll take a look at what we got going on there. G10 handles, 440 stainless steel. You can still get these. The axis lock, the action on this is nothing compared to what we got with the Kubey. But no blade play. It's a monster in the hand. It's thick and it's got swells everywhere. It's really quite a work knife if you're looking for a work knife. So how about we bring them all out just for the fun of it. And you guys get an idea for yourself. somewhere in that 20, low 20s, mid 20s, 60 bucks, and I believe I paid 50 bucks. I'll put that in the description. All right, guys, thanks for checking out the video.